So recently, we launched our new product um, for Salesforce testing. So essentially, this new product utilizes the Testsigma platform's GenA and low-code capabilities, right? So, and the platform itself is used by hundreds of QA quality engineering teams worldwide. So this built on top of that, and very exciting. It's been a month since we launched this. We have been showcasing this product to the community at various Salesforce events across the world, and we have gotten really good feedback. We have a few Fortune 500 companies who are currently running a POC with us. So it's been amazing. The response, the feedback has been great, and as we speak, our engineers are working to make this, take all the feedback and make this experience better for you. So this webinar is going to be about this particular product. We will be showing a demo as well at the end of the webinar. And about Testsigma, we were founded in 2019. Testsigma's HQ'd in San Francisco, and we have a couple of offices in India and Bangalore and Chennai. I'm from Chennai, Shresh is from Bangalore. And we have, I think, 150 to 200 employees globally. I think 200 plus, that's the word. Our investors include some really marquee names like Mass Mutual, Axel, of course, Strive and Bolcap. And as you can see, our customers love us, and they have been really generous in giving us these ratings. We have been the leaders in the last few G2 reports, and that I believe is testament to the fact that the product is amazing, and customers are able to derive immense value out of the platform. And we are enterprise ready. That means, testament to that is the fact that we are GDPR certified, SOC 2 certified, and our security is enterprise grade. We are HIPAA compliant, and we are. We work with some of the largest companies in the world, like some of the banks, right? So we are enterprise grade. We have customers like Bosch, Cisco, Samsung, Oscar Health, Enterprise, Hansard. So that's some of our customers you see, and we have a lot more customers, prospects I can't name, that we are working with very closely towards POC, like I said. And the journey so far has been tremendous, and yeah, it's been amazing so far. Oh yeah, there you go. What I was talking about earlier about security compliance and the customer love that our customers show us. Coming to the product around the Salesforce Test Automation itself, so like I said, the entire product is built on top of the platform, the Testsigma platform, and Testsigma's platform is essentially low code and GenAI power, right? And the product for Salesforce itself, it's and this is something which our customers have told us about the product, that this new product for Salesforce testing offers speed, reliability, and the tests are really unbreakable, right? When you say speed, it's low code, right? And basically you have zero setup needed, really. You can get started right away, right? And the locator the locator is also the way we rely on metadata, right? For that means that essentially the tests you write, the entire setup is unbreakable, right? And finally, the testing efforts, it's really reduced. That means, like I said, it's pretty much zero setup. You can get started off within minutes, right? And you can literally test auto heal, all standard, and LWC components in Salesforce, and all standard. Sorry, there was a power cut. Sorry about that. I hope you folks can still hear me and see my screen.
Yes, Naren, we can hear
There was
you.
no network outage. Sorry about that. Yeah, so all Salesforce standard components behavior is supported, right? So like I said, customers words not our speed, reliability, and agility. And like I said, right, this entire new product is based on the Testsigma platform, right? So that means it is low code, so the entire team can start automating despite having zero coding skills. using just plain English. And we have Gen AI. That means you can generate these test cases for you. You don't have to really do any of the hard work. And test execution is 10x faster, right? And you can customize based on whatever your application demands. And we are enterprise grade, like I said, right? Some of the largest banks in the world use Testsigma for the test automation. So we are really up there in terms of enterprise. We take it very seriously. And of course, finally, like I said, it's unbreakable. We The locator strategy, is essentially with Salesforce metadata, so that reduces flakiness, and it really is unbreakable. Um, I think that pretty much covers my part of this. I know you all are waiting for the demo, and we don't disappoint you. So without much further ado, I hand over control to Shresh, who will walk you through the demo. And once again, while Shresh prepares his setup, I would like to remind you, and I would like to encourage you to please, whatever question you have, please use the Q&A box in the Zoom interface. We will be taking every single question of yours towards the end of the webinar. Straight over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Raneen. All right. Before I start, I quickly wanted to check, is my screen is visible and am I clearly audible?
Yep.
Great. Thank you for the confirmation, Raneen. Let me start with my introduction. My name is Shreyas Kokru, and I head the pre-sales team with Testsigma. So today I'm going to demonstrate you about Testsigma and its capabilities in detail with respect to Salesforce. Because Testsigma has much more capabilities, much more to offer. But today I'm going to be concise, or I'm going to focus on how we have simplified the Salesforce automation. Now, what you see on my screen is Testsigma dashboard. Now, Testsigma dashboard is a central hub that provides a visual overview of your automated testing projects, allowing you to monitor and manage your testing activities effectively. Now, as Naren rightly explained, Testsigma is an AI-enabled, low-code, no-code, SaaS-based solution, which means you can write your test script in simple English-like statement. And for execution, we offer Testsigma Cloud Farm, where we have 800 plus browser combination and 3000 plus mobile devices available. Now, Testsigma is a technology agnostic platform. So for us, it really does not matter whether you have a web app, mobile, API, desktop, or even database automation. And so today I'm going to focus on Salesforce automation. Now, this is a dashboard screen, as I already explained. This is a landing screen of Testsigma. On the top, on the left-hand side, you see a project drop-down. You can select any project you want to start working on. Say, I select Salesforce project for now. The moment I select this particular project, all the artifacts associated with this project will get loaded under test case development screen. Now, this is a screen or a place where your engineers are going to spend most of their time, say approximately 60 to 70% of their time, they are going to spend on this particular screen. Now, before I jump directly to the creation part of a test case, let me explain you the current challenge which Salesforce industry is going through with the current test automation approach. Now, if you have noticed, the objects or the UI elements of Salesforce are very dynamic. It keeps changing. The moment Salesforce release out the new build, the objects tends to change. And this becomes a bottleneck in any of the automation framework. Instead of writing a new test cases, your testers are still busy in maintaining those test cases because one of the objects gets changed. This is one of the challenge which we hear from our customers. Now, the another challenge when it comes to Salesforce automation is the complex workflow. Like say you have a workflow which flows from a web layer, do certain steps on web workflow, then come hitting to the API layer, fetching some data, hitting the database layer or SQL query, and comparing the data. Now this becomes quite challenge in handling these complex scenarios, any of the automation frameworks, say through Selenium or any other framework. Now we simplify all those processes through our new approach of doing Salesforce automation. Now we no longer deal with the UI element. We directly interact with the Salesforce metadata. Now this is the connection. Okay, before I create a test case, I want to highlight how we have done an initial setup. So this is a one-time activity which you need to perform. Let me click on view details. So I've synced the metadata of my org once, and once it is synced, you're good to use any of those API fields or metadata values from the metadata directly. So these are the metadata connection details like the connection name, username, secret, and all. You can encrypt the data as well if you do not want to show it. Now assume I have already done the metadata sync. I'll quickly move towards my test case development screen. I will start creating a new test case. The moment you click on create test case, now Testsigma development screen will auto-populates few of the NLP, say logging to Salesforce using which user. So if you have multiple users based on the roles and privilege, you can select the user. So I have one user for now. I'm selecting Salesforce as of now, and I click on create step. Now assume after login, I want to switch to different app. So I will going to simply use switch. The moment I type switch, all the NLPs related to my keyword search will be displayed over here. Say if I want to switch to different app, I can use this NLP and all the app associated with my Salesforce org will display over here. Right? Say I want to switch to sales. Uh, After switching to sales, I want to create a record. Say I want to create an account or lead or an opportunity. So I can simply type create. The moment I type create, my NLP will be suggested and I can use a desired NLP. So I'm going to use this create record using which Salesforce user. I want to use this user and which object you want to create. Do you want to create account or do you want to create lead? So you can select whatever you want to create. Say I want to create an account. I can simply select account and all the fields required to create an account will be displayed, mandatory and non-mandatory fields as well, automatically from your metadata. So that's the beauty of dealing with the metadata. It's a two advantage. It will simplify your automation process, plus it makes your test case unbreakable as compared to identifying the elements through UI, because that makes your test case very flaky. Now coming back to my creating an account, it will suggest you all the fields required to create. Now let me go back and fill all the mandatory details, like say account name. Let me give any new Testsigma account one. You can provide any other fields as well if you wish to. Let me click on save. Now, once the account is created, you have to store the record ID, which always populates on your Salesforce instance. So I can name my variable as record ID underscore demo for now. Now create step. Now, once you done creating a record or once you're done creating an account, say assume you want to edit it. I can simply search for edit. It will search with the NLPs. Now I want to use the same record ID. I can go to the runtime parameter and I can simply select it. And which account, which object, same. Now I want to edit which field. Say I want to edit this, account name. I can do it like this. I can change the account name. So if you have noticed, I have not used any piece of coding. I have not identified any UI element, nothing. So all that baggage has been taken care automatically with the help of metadata sync. So this is the new approach you can build your test case and which is going to be unbreakable. Right? So this is how you can create your test case in Salesforce. Now, I understand, there might be a case where the informations are not available in your metadata, right? They are custom objects or LWC component. Now, how are you going to handle it? Now, for that, even we have a debug and record functionality. Let me click on debug and record. Okay. I can select up to which step I want to, execute this test step. I can select this and I can click on proceed. The moment you click on proceed, now my test case will be picked for the debug, and along with the debug, you can also record the workflow. It's not just a simpler debugger. You can also record while debugging any test case. Now it has launched a browser and it will check all those compatibility like the browser version, the browser OS and all. Once the compatibility is done, it will try to launch the Salesforce app for you and will automatically redirect you to this particular step. So it is executing step by step. It has switched to the sales tab. It will try to create an account. That's and we are doing it through the UI, right? So, let me say if I want to execute this step as well, I can simply go here, click on resume execution. So this will automatically execute that particular step. All right, it says it fails. So that's how it will also help you to identify whether it fails or not, whether it's the step is wrong or what action you want to perform, right? Now say I want to record a step after this as well, right? So you can simply click on record, and now you are good to record any workflow like any other web application. So I want to create a new account or I want to open any existing account. So I want to create a new account with the help of UI approach. I can simply select this new button. Let me minimize this. Right now, I will provide my account number. Say it be any random number for now, any phone number. And if I want to select the type of the test case, I can simply select it. I can simply select the prospect. And even if I want to provide any fax number, let me provide it. So as you have noticed, the moment I was doing a manual workflow on my web app, and automated scripts were getting created behind the screen for an end user. Even for the drop-down value, it automatically selects whatever we select as a part of our workflow and give you suggested NLP. So that's how you can deal with your custom objects as well, which are not available in your metadata. So you can have a workflow which flows from, say, it be through API layer, like we are dealing with the metadata over here. And if you have a custom workflow, you can have a same steps added into your test case, like the UI elements. Now our recorder is way intelligent enough. It will try to identify the object, the most suitable locator type. You can set the locator preference as well. Say, you have a Salesforce app where the ID is constant and you want to set the priority, basically the precedence. So you can set the precedence and click on save. It will automatically pick the desired locator preference, whatever you have set it for your application. So you can customize your locator preference as well based on your application. So this is just a sample workflow which I've shown you today, how to create record, how to debug. Let me stop it. The moment I click on stop, it will take me back to my test case development screen with all these steps which we have recorded as a part of workflow today. Right? Now, even if you want to add any API step explicitly, say you want to do a SQL query, right? You need not to create a separate test case or you need not to maintain a different framework. Within the same test case, you can achieve that. You can click on it here and say REST API. The moment you click on it, it will open this particular window. Now you are good to put all your API details like the endpoint over here. It's what kind of API request it is, whether it's get, post, put, patch, or delete. Provide your endpoint and click on send, and your responses will be here. So that's how you can have a workflow which flows from web to API and again to database as well. Now let me go back and I'm going to navigate inside one of my already automated test case, which I have built as a part for this particular webinar. This is a test case, a similar test case which I have shown you today. Like I'm navigating the Salesforce app, creating an account, editing the record, and filling all those details as well. Now I'm going to execute this test case by clicking on run button. Now, when it comes to execution, Testsigma will give you a lot more flexibility to execute your test case. You can execute your test case in any of these cloud form or even Testsigma lab as well. We have our own, cloud form where you can execute all your test cases. We have around 800 plus browser combination and 3000 plus mobile devices available. Now you can also choose local device execution. Like if you want to execute your test case on your laptop, on your machine, you are free to do that as well. So let me, select my machine which I want to execute this test case so that we will be able to see the execution, whatever we have automated as a part of this webinar. So let me click on run now button. The moment I click on run now button, my test case will be picked for the execution. Before that, we have seen our debugger and record, how we can debug and record. Now we are going to see how we can execute the test cases, which we have automated a couple of seconds back. Now the browser has been launched. Now it will do the internal check like the browser version compatibility, the driver version. Once the compatibility is done, it will try to launch that particular app. Yep. That will try to create account. It will try to edit it. It navigates to the account. This is the account we have created. It is entering the value. I know the execution a little fast, but yeah, so that's how the execution will begin. Now it has clicked on save. Once the execution gets over, Testsigma will give you a detailed report as well. The execution is over. It will give you the status of a test case, how much time it has taken for the execution, the Mac version, browser version, total time taken for the execution, and few other details as well. Now, Testsigma will also give you the stepwise detail. Like say, I want to see what is a record ID which we have created. I can simply select it. It will tell you the record ID. We can validate that as well. I will, go back here. I will simply put, just a minute. Okay, I will open any one of the account. I will try to open the account which we have created by placing the record ID. I click on it and it says that the record is available, right? So you can have, the screenshot as well. Say I want to see a detail of this particular page. It will give you this screenshot. You can maximize the screenshot. You can have all the details like the message, the element, and the element property as well. So yeah, this is pretty much about from test case design, development, and the execution point of view. There are much more to offer as a part of Testsigma, like you can build your different kind of test suites. You can execute your test suite on different environment through test plans, like on different browser, like say it be Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, and on multiple OS as well, like the Linux, Mac and Windows. So all those can be done through test plan. You can trigger your execution email. You can schedule your job. You can have a detailed report. So all those are possible from test plan point of from the test plan tab. Now I'll just take another minute to wrap up my demo, and then I will be opening this floor for the QA. Right? You can have once the execution is done, you can have a detailed report of your execution by going over here. You can have a history of your execution, how many times you have executed your test case or test plan, what is the status of each plan. If you want to see a detail of any of the test cases, you can simply navigate inside it and it will give you a detailed view of the test case as well. Now, there are a couple of out of the box feature which Testsigma offers, like single sign-on, two-factor authentication, like fetching the OTP or fetching the OTP from the mailbox or from your phone, single sign-on, IP whitelisting, geolocation-based testing, and all different kind of integration you can think of. We seamlessly integrate with bug reporting tool, collaboration with MS Teams, Slack, Google Chat, integrating with different test labs, product management, and we integrate with most of the CI/CD tool you can think of. So yeah, this is pretty much about from today's webinar. uh, I will hand over this bit into Naren. Naren, over to you. Thank you, team.
All right. Thanks, Shresh. Uh, let's open the floor for questions. I see one question. So people, please use the Q&A button on the bottom or top where the Zoom toolbar is to bring in questions. We'll answer them now. Okay, we have one question from Nikhil. I want to know, okay, current limitations. Okay, so this is not, yeah, I mean, there's a pricing plan for this product and this offering. So Nikhil, I would recommend that you reach out to us if you have an account manager. If you're already a user of Testsigma, do reach out to your account manager, and we can discuss pricing and other questions you might have. But when it comes to limitations of Testsigma, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. We can, if you have any specific question or limitations, we can talk about that. But yeah, limitations. I'm sure every product, every solution, every platform has limitations, right? And the good thing is, if you look at our, G2 reviews, for example, everyone talks about how responsive we are, right, with the support and product team. So we take feedback very seriously and we try to, um, get that resolved for customers. Okay, we have 3 more questions, Trish. Are you able to read the questions?
Yes, Naren, I'm answering. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, do you want to repeat the question and answer the question on air?
Sure, sure, no problem. There's a question from Madhvi. If we create the automation for Salesforce Lightning, can we use the same script for Salesforce Classic View? And most probably yes. If the objects, if you have created a script with the help of UI element and object remains same for both the views, then yes, you will be able to execute on the same script on both the environments. There is no limitation. We don't restrict you. It can be used to test the experience cloud in Salesforce. Yes. Sumit, to answer your question, yes, it can be. Can you show it in the demo, Madan?
I think Gandharv means the bulk data testing.
Basically, as I explained, Testsigma is a test automation on a functional side of it. If you're talking about from a performance test of view, yes, it's our roadmap. But yes, coming to your query, where we create a bulk record? Yes, we have a test data profile section available within Test Sigma, where you can place 200 different types of records, say account or anything, and you can run your script, and it will automatically create all those bulk data.
Okay, I think we have answered most of the questions. How do we handle the explicit timeouts by Madhavi?
Great question. Test Sigma, not only the explicit timeouts, we have different kind of weight synchronization available. On coming to directly to your question, we have different kind of NLPs available in order to handle. And let me share my screen for a moment if that helps. Let
Of
me
course, I may stop sharing my screen.
give me a second. All right. Let me share my screen to show them what kind of different kind of weights available within Test Sigma. So I will just navigate inside any of my random test case just to show you. Now coming to the explicit kind of a weight on certain conditions, right? So I just simply type weight. The moment you type weight, all the different kind of explicit weight, all the NLPs will be displayed. Now you can decide what kind of explicit weight you want to apply. Wait until the text is present, page is currently loaded. This is one of the kind of weight. Another kind of weight is implicit weight. While you click on run, it has option of define the page timeout and the element timeout as well. And the third way is to provide the hard coded weight. You know, you just type wait for, and it will suggest you the NLP based on your weight, and it will suggest. Yes, I guess let me go to the.
Thanks, Trish. I think I see one more question.
Okay,
Wait.
all right. There's one
Yeah,
more
go
question.
on,
Can
Trish.
Test Sigma test DocSign when integrated with Salesforce? Yes, we can integrate with third-party tool as well. That is possible within Test Sigma. Does the tool capture the list values of drop-down fields or does it require coding? As I've shown you today, we have selected few of the drop-down values as well, like the type of prospect it is, right? So it is seamlessly handled within Test Sigma without any coding effort. Not only this scenario, as we say, Test Sigma is a low-code, no-code solution where you need not to write any piece of code in order to handle any complex condition or any complex scenarios as well. Uh, the second question is, could script read different list values given the test data for a given? Oh, yes, 100%. We do it very seamlessly. Okay.
Yes. One question
Madhvi,
from Madhavi.
yeah. Can it handle multiple new tabs into Salesforce Lightning View if needed to compare the data from multiples? 100%, Madhvi. There is no limitation on handling multiple tabs and windows. We seamlessly support that.
Oh, by the way, next week we have this webinar on the platform side of things for a change from Salesforce. So Azure DevOps, Azure Pipelines has been a very recurring ask from our prospects and customers of late. The demand has been so much that we have decided to do webinar for us. We will show you exactly. We'll follow the same format as the webinar. We'll show a demo of how it works, and if you are an Azure house, if you use Azure Pipelines and Azure DevOps, please do attend this webinar. I'll just ask my team to quickly drop the link in the chat box, so the link should appear anytime now. Okay, team, if you're sharing this, please drop the link to the Azure DevOps webinar that's due next week in the chat box so people can register for that webinar. I think we see a couple of more questions raised.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Is trial account could be created for user and what is a trial period? Yes, trial account can be created. Our sales rep will get in touch with you and will discuss more in detail about the requirement and how to activate the trial for you. We'll discuss and we'll contact you, Soumya. Okay, Sumit Sharma, can we test the assignment rule? Yes, Sumit, we can test the assignment rule as well.
Perfect. The link, by the way, to the next week's webinar is there in the chat window, people. So please, it's going to be very interesting. And typically, our platform webinars are very engaging, very interactive, very similar to this webinar. So please do join us to register, and we'll send you a reminder with the Zoom link maybe an hour before. Any other questions, people? Please bring them on. We do also have a quick poll question that we will fire now. There you go. So, I mean, there were some really interesting questions, good questions. Again, we still have time, so please bring in more questions. So we'll hang around for the next 6 minutes. And if you want to talk to somebody from Testsigma sales team, if you have any specific questions, if you want like a customized demo, or if you like what you see and you want on a POC for your organization, not just around Salesforce, but also around your regular test automation requirements. I mean, Testsigma is a platform, like I said, low code, generative AI. So you can literally generate your test scenarios, test cases, ensure coverage through Gen AI. So please do let us know, and we can help you, set up a POC together uh, to test your web app, mobile app, API, um, desktop apps, right? We also do a bunch of stuff on visual testing. It's all low code and generative AI powered. So please do let us know. I hope this was useful, folks. And if you have any other request for any other webinar, please give us the feedback, and we will plan something, uh, this specific topic that you want to learn, that you want to hear or watch a demo on. You let us know. You can drop an email to hello@testsigma.com, and we can talk. All right, folks, I think we can wrap this webinar up. I don't see any more questions. Wait, there's some new questions by Sumit. Okay. You're welcome, Sumit. I hope this was useful. So you're welcome. And I'll look forward to seeing you, Sumit, in the next week's webinar. So, all right, folks, thanks a lot for joining us. I know a lot of you are from India in this webinar, and it's very late. So really appreciate you taking the time off your evening. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next week's webinar. And thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Shreyas.